Our Monday night coverage brings us to Case Arena here in Frankfort, Indiana, as the Hot Dogs play host to the Fountain Central Mustangs. You see the records on the screen. Fountain Central coming in at 4-11. The Hot Dogs, coming off of a hot tournament victory, sit at 12-6 on the season. Tonight's broadcast is brought to us by Abstract Technology Group, doing IT differently, making it simple. Day and Ginda Funeral Home, putting family first. By FiberHawk, fast, affordable FiberHawk. Healthy Communities of Clinton County, making the healthy choice the easy choice. The Frankfort Eagles, people helping people. And the Willow Creek Barn, providing a picturesque setting for the barn wedding of your dreams. As we welcome you into our Day and Ginda Funeral Home pregame show, where they put family first, I am joined by Laura Archibald, and I'm Sean Walker, and we're excited to bring this matchup for you tonight. Laura, we've gotten to see these Frankfort Hot Dogs grow as this season has gone along, and you can tell they're starting to find their momentum now as the season's about halfway over.
They certainly are, and I think they need to just continue to build off that big victory from their own tournament on Saturday.
On the other side for the Fountain Central Mustangs, a little bit of a down year, but this is a very young team, and they were really young a year ago, and a lot of those players return. Only 3 seniors on this squad. You are going to see a lot of sophomores and juniors in the lineup, and those are some of the key contributors for this year's team. Let's take a look at our first look tonight, brought to us by the Willow Creek Barn, where nature's beauty meets rustic elegance. And you see there, common opponents, 1-5 for Fountain Central. Frankfort undefeated against those same opponents. Fountain Central lost a year ago in straight sets, but they are coming in on a one-match victory where they defeated Tri 2-0 this past Saturday. For the Hot Dogs, they won the Hot Dog Invite for the first time in like 15 years. They defeated Madison Grant, Carroll, and Tri-County to get that victory for head coach Kia Rushton.
And they didn't just beat them, they beat them soundly. They played very, very good on Saturday.
Let's take a look at our player to watch tonight from Frankfort High School. Brought to us by ISC, where local lives here, and it's one of the seniors, Addie Keck, starting to really accumulate some good numbers on the season. You see there 45 kills, 23 digs, 16 aces, doing a little bit of everything, whatever coach asked her to do all the way around the floor.
Yeah, the thing that's not on there that I love about Addie Keck is her blocking.
Yep.
And one of the things that isn't ever reflected in statistics is touches on blocks, slowing that down. And she blocks 2 rotations in which Jalen Smith is in the back row. Teams have learned to hit at Jalen Smith and make her play defense. And Addie Keck's doing a really good job of getting some touches on that with the block and slowing that down so that Jalen can be in the rotation to set. And that is one of those keys that I think Addie Keck does that people don't realize.
Let's take a look at our keys to victory quickly here by Tier 1 Meat Company, where every cut is elite and every customer is family.
So first we have to ride the momentum, and that really applies to the Frankfort Hot Dogs. We want them to continue to play at that level that they played at on Saturday. Also for Fountain Central, they're coming off a victory, so they want to stay at their same level of play also. Hitting accuracy, it's an issue for the Fountain Central Mustangs. But for Frankfort, their hitting accuracy has improved as the season has went on. They're hitting just slightly above 250, which is that kind of benchmark place where you want to be at high school volleyball for hitting. But I think for Frankfort, they really want that closer to 300. They have a lot of returning hitters, and they have a very diversified offense and a great setter. So I think Coach Rushton would like to see that hitting percentage even higher. And then blocking, that thing we just talked about a little bit ago. Not just those blocks for kills, but those touches on blocks. That first line of defense and slowing that ball down so that, once again, Jalen Smith is not playing defense. I think she's the second leading player in digs on your team. That is not what you want for your setter when you run a 5-1. So getting hands on balls, not letting Jalen Smith play defense all the time because they need her setting.
Yeah, when she's setting, man, she's finding the hitters, and they are very dangerous. How about our starting lineups? First up for the Fountain Central Mustangs tonight, it'll be Kyra Kiger, Kalina Wesley, Briley McTaggart, Aubrey Ashwell, who leads the team in a lot of statistical categories, Jackie Weber, and Chloe Ayers. And their head coach on the season, that's actually a mistype on our part, is Ashton Steinbrenner. Our starting lineup is brought to us by Ardente Dental, where healthy smiles start here. For Fountain Central, looking for that 5th win on the season. But they did. They played a lot of younger players a year ago that have returned. Your top hitter comes back in Aubrey Asheville. She led the team last year in kills. Your setter in Chloe Ayers comes back. She had over 200 assists a season ago as a freshman, which is absolutely fantastic. Your second hitter in Savannah Bowers is a junior. She's back, had 133 kills last year. And you return your third top hitter as well in Kalina Wesley. So this is a team that definitely has some experience. Even though they're young, they're experienced when it comes to varsity play.
Yeah, I think last year was their year where those people were getting their feet wet. This year's that building off that experience, right, and learning to hone those skills now.
On the other side for the Frankfort Hot Dogs, it's that similar starting lineup that we've seen pretty much all season with Lily Rockhold, Emily Gill, Gihosa, Chloe Mowdy, Jalen Smith, Addie Keck, our player to watch, Carolyn Myers, and the libero is Grace Myers. Head coach Kia Rushton in like her 12th or 13th season at the helm of the Frankfort Hot Dogs, and she is very close to getting that 200th career victory with a win tonight, potentially one on Thursday. She could get there, I believe, on Saturday. She's 3 wins shy right now.
And that would be well-deserved.
Yeah.
Anytime you see somebody stick with a program that long, and that's what it is. It's a program, not a team at that point. It's a program. Well-deserved for Kia Rushton.
We'll step aside for the national anthem. When we come back, we'll tell you who your officials are. We'll get the first set underway right here on ISC.
We've all heard the question, if a tree falls in a forest, does it make a sound? Honestly, we're not sure either. But what we do know is that if it falls in your yard, it usually leaves behind an unsightly stump that you'll be stuck mowing around. At JXN Stump Solutions, we'll get rid of that stump for good, and here's the best part. We offer free estimates, so you'll know the cost before the work begins. We deliver quality work from a professional, locally owned company with a commitment to leaving your property cleaner, safer, and stump-free. Contact us today at 242-9523. At JXN Stump Solutions, we're rooted in service and driven to remove. At Laser Edge Turf and Excavation, we take pride in keeping your property looking its best and your projects moving forward. From expert commercial and residential mowing to lawn fertilization that keeps your grass healthy year-round, we've got your yard covered. Need more than lawn care? We also specialize in directional boring, trenching, and full excavation work. Whether it's maintaining your curb appeal or tackling big jobs underground, trust Laser Edge and Excavation to get the job done right. Let us tackle your next project. Give us a call at 670-2286.
In this town, game day starts long before kickoff. It's the work behind the scenes that makes champions. At Tier 1 Meat Company, we prep with the same focus, discipline, and pride as the hometown heroes we feed. From our block to your block, fuel every victory. Tier 1 Meat Company. Mission, feed the fans. Standard, champion quality. Scan the QR code for a game day upgrade.
The Willow Creek Barn has been voted the best of weddings on the Knot for 4 years running. The Willow Creek Barn has earned its reputation for a reason. With breathtaking grounds, a stunning barn, and a staff that goes above and beyond, making sure that every detail is perfect, your wedding day will be seamless, joyful, and unforgettable. From the first look to the last dance, your happily ever after starts here. To book your dream wedding, visit thewillowcreekbarn.com.
Welcome back to Case Arena here, home of the Hot Dogs. They're playing host to Fountain Central tonight. Part of our IHSAA volleyball coverage here on the ISC Sports Network. Before the national anthem was played here tonight, Laura, it's important to note that the seniors from Frankfort came out, Addie Keck and Jalen Smith, and they said some nice words about Josiah Creasy. He was a senior here at Frankfort this year that lost his battle with a rare form of cancer back on August, I believe it was the 18th, and they wanted to honor their classmate. They said some words for him, had a moment of silence, and so Obviously, heart's a little heavy in the gym tonight as that's going on as well, and they want to come out and honor him here with their play.
Yeah, it was a brave thing for both of those young ladies to do, to honor their classmate. And, you know, it's one of those things you want to do, but you have to then just put that behind you and step on the court and be ready to play. Hard thing to do, but great job by both of those young ladies to honor their classmate.
Our officials tonight brought to us by Wampler's Disposal Service and Recycling, where recycling makes sense. Felicia DeWitt and Timothy Nicely. Mr. Nicely will be in the chair this evening. Ms. DeWitt down on the floor. Frankfort will start out with the serve first. It's Queen at the service line, and she has really put up some good numbers this year, really all around the floor. But she's been their best server by numbers. Yeah,
and she hit great the other night when we watched them. She's transitioned from that libero role very, very well this year.
And right away they find Rockhold on the first play, and she picks up where she left off this weekend with a huge kill here for the Hot Dogs. Fountain Central goes middle here. That was Aubrey Ashwell in the middle. She, again, as a sophomore last year, led the team in pretty much every statistical category, was right there. She had 138 kills, which was first. She was second on the team in aces with 37, and she also led the team with 15 blocks. Their serve here, that's Kalina Wesley. All tied up at one apiece here early on. Smith. Rockhold just does her best to get that one over.
Yeah, it was a nice job by Smith to get that ball out of the net at all.
Gil Gijosa with the diving effort there, but a point back to Fountain Central, and they've got an early 2-1 lead. Wesley with the standing overhand serve. Rockhold's passed that time offline. Made that one tough on her setter. This is one of the things that if you're Fountain Central, you want to come out and really try to jump on Frankfort early. Frankfort riding that wave. Maybe get them second guessing a little bit, but Frankfort puts a halt to that run. Now 3-2 the score. Chloe Mowdy checks in for the Hot Dogs. That'll bring the libero and Grace Myers off the floor. And our player to watch heads to the service line, Addie Keck. It's a pretty tough little rotation that Frankfort sends at you from the service line from the get-go. They hit you with Queen. They come right back with Keck.
Mm-hmm. And then I think it's Jalen Smith after that. I mean,
they keep coming all the way around the floor, don't they? Kind of like pick your poison,
and
I guess,
at
any
point. And
then
it's Rockhold after that, so.
Keck with a low-line serve there. Fountain Central does a good job of just getting it up. But a free ball opportunity now for Frankfort. They go middle. Rockhold comes right down Broadway. Since there's not a Broadway in Frankfort, we'll say Main Street.
Down
How about
Main
that?
Street, that's right. I love that set. I love moving Rockhold in the middle for that one. Just that diversity of offense there for the Hot Dogs that we talk about a lot.
Fantastic Frankfort Hot Dog crew here tonight from radio TV program, led by Richard Salee. We want to thank Athletic Director Jeff Irwin and all the staff here at Frankfort. Always so inviting. But these broadcasts, what you're watching right now, ladies and gentlemen, the cameras, the graphics, everything produced by students here at Frankfort High School.
Nice pass.
Richard Salee runs such a wonderful program. They make our jobs easy. We have the easy work.
We do.
Doesn't have to go hard that time. Still gets the kill there. Another point for Rockhold. And to just think, she still has another year of eligibility. Just a junior is Lily Rockhold.
We've been calling her name for 3 years now, and it's not going to change, so.
Set here. That was McTaggart. Rockhold at the net. Good job by Fountain Central to get a block on it. Smith goes Rockhold again. able to go around the block of Asheville and earns the point. 7-3 early lead here for the Hot Dogs.
You got to credit that one to Jalen Smith. Brought Rockhold in the middle, little shoot set, what they call 32 in the middle. Made Rockhold only have one blocker, and Jalen did a good job throwing that set just right past that blocker.
This time they go to Mowdy for the kill, and that one's dug out by Wesley. They go middle here. Asheville a little too strong. 7 straight points now for the Hot Dogs. They trailed 3-1. They now lead 8-3. Keck going to earn the ace here. That time targeted Jackie Weber and able to get the point. The timeout going to be taken. Coach Steinbrenner wants to have a discussion. That allows us to thank some sponsors. This timeout brought to us by the Frankfort Eagles. Post 976, serving the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, the Frankfort Eagles offer something for everyone. For more information on who they are and what they do, please visit FOE.com or stop by the Frankfort Eagles at 408 North Main Street. So after taking an early 3-1 lead, Fountain Central has now surrendered 8 straight points. They trail 9-3. What are you seeing, Laura?
Well, mostly I'm seeing a great offense by Frankfort. I mean, they are really mixing the offense up, hitting different areas, hitting different hitters, setting different sets to different hitters. I really love the way the offense looks for the Hot Dogs right now. Pretty unstoppable at this point.
Out of the timeout, Keck goes right back to the service line where she has been ever dominant since she's gotten her trip there. And on cue, that's back-to-back aces for Keck. One of your keys to victory was ride the momentum, keep that momentum going, and so far Frankfort really taking advantage of that here in set 1. Little broadcaster jinx there. Keck with the serving error. Point goes back to Fountain Central. They'll send a substitution in here as well. That's Savannah Bowers comes into the game, number 22. That's going to send Chloe Ayers back to the service line. She's a setter for Fountain Central. Getting over 200 sets or 200 assists as a freshman. That's pretty fantastic numbers. Looks to be, she'll obviously stays healthy. She's going to be a 4-year starter here for Fountain Central. Yeah. Much to what Frankfort has had the benefit of with Jalen Smith, who's now the server for Frankfort here.
Unfortunately for Fountain Central, she just doesn't have the hitters that Frankfort has.
That was a swing by Michael. The lefty checked in for Frankfort on that last rotation as well. Pretty good swing that time from McTaggart, and it leads to a point for Fountain Central. (11-5) your score. Patience Bixler comes in, another sophomore. They run a lot of sophomores out there on the floor. Sophomores and juniors is a lot of what this team is made up with. For Coach Steinbrenner, if you can ride that wave of them learning, man, when they turn the corner, yeah, for sure. Because you can see some talent here for this Fountain Central team. It may not show in the win column just yet, but you can tell there's some things starting to happen here. Good block on that last possession. Smith goes middle to Mowdy. Mowdy, that one just lands out on the return. Pretty good effort there from Fountain Central.
Absolutely. You know what I really like tonight with the Hot Dogs is their communication. We saw a little breakdown at the Lebanon game, right? The communication just seemed off, didn't seem like they were really all on the same page. But tonight, I see the communication back. I see, a minute ago, Lily Rockhold, like, my bad on that, in talking to her setter. I love that communication. sometimes as a hitter you'll say that even if it isn't your fault, just to boost the confidence of your other players. Like I think I love the place that they're in emotionally and communication-wise right now.
The young lady that's serving for Frankfurt is Carmen Vega. We have not gotten to see her on our coverage yet this year. She was injured and then had to get so many practices in to become eligible, but she started getting some time from the service line, especially during the tournament last weekend, and played really well. Coach Rushton excited to be able to add her to the rotation.
Yeah, and you know what? It gets Lily Rockhold a little break for a few minutes and saves her shoulder, right? She gets a lot of swings in that front row, so if she doesn't have to serve all the time, that's good too. I mean, she's a great server, but give that shoulder just a little break.
Point earned here from Frankfurt. They double up 14-7. Keck comes back in for Mowdy. And now Grace Myers to serve. Grace just a sophomore, but you wouldn't know it to watch. I mean, a little errant on the serve there, but she plays well beyond her sophomore years there. Substitution here. Jackie Weber comes back in. She'll serve for Fountain Central.
One of the things I love about Grace Myers, she's kind of a quiet player because you don't see her like falling all over the floor and doing all these spectacular looking dives, because she stays on her feet and runs through the ball. And that's like a lost art, and I love it. I love that she does that because, you know, sometimes all the falling around gets all the attention. But the reason she isn't falling all over the floor is because she moves to the ball and she reads the hitter's arms well. And sometimes it's not so dramatic, but it's better.
Yeah. One of those players that kind of like a center fielder, always adjusting before
Correct.
The ball's ever put into play. That serve wide, errant. Gives a point back to Fountain Central. That'll bring in Kyra Kiger for the Mustangs. This young squad from Petersburg.
Those are the things that really Fountain Central can afford to do. Like, that was an easy serve, and it wasn't like that was a tough serve and she missed it because she was being ultra aggressive. That was just a bad toss. Like, you got to clean that up.
Now, I know watching my girls when they played elementary-wise, if they threw a bad toss, they could just catch it and regroup. Is that allowed?
You just got to let it drop, actually. You have to let it drop, and then they'll blow a whistle and you can toss it again.
That kill a little too strong out of the middle.
And you only get one of those a set.
For each player
per
or just
person,
period?
Per
Okay.
person.
Laura Archibald, our IHSAA rules analyst as well. You know, the crazy thing about this sport is I've been covering it for a long time, but it took probably 5 years before I saw a kick happen, and I was like, whoa, you can kick a ball in volleyball now? And I mean, there's just certain rules that I'm still learning even after all this time.
Well, and they change. So, you know, just when you think you have it, it changes. So don't think you know everything, Sean, because they'll change it on you.
I've been married for a long time. I know I don't know anything. Even when I do know that I'm right, I'm wrong. That one lands in. Good diving effort from Wesley trying to get there. 19-10. Mowdy checks back in for Myers. She'll head to the front row. And Keck back at the service line where she was dominant earlier. Ran off about 8 straight points for Frankfurt. Good swing, but better block. Mowdy there.
That was a great block.
And you see the smiles. Chloe enjoying that tonight. You talked about Keck's blocking earlier when we were mentioning her as a player to watch. That's something I think Mowdy's gotten even better at as the season's gone along as well.
I agree. Really, Frankfurt as a team, their blocking's improved. I would say when we watched them against Rossville the first game of the season, it was definitely one of their weak spots, right? Yep. But it has continued to improve every single game that we've seen them.
That's what a good team does. They figure out what they struggle at, they work on it, and they get better as the season goes on. Man, applaud the effort from Fountain Central. They got girls flying all over the floor right now.
Yeah, and that was a tough serve. I mean, that was a really nice effort for the Mustangs.
3 points away from taking set number 1.
That's a nice pass.
Asheville, a little too strong there. 23-10 now. Frankfort very dominant here in set number 1 so far. Wayne, you can hear the girls communicating down there on the floor really well. That ball got in between the blocker and the net. I thought it was on Frankfort's side. Another point, so now set point here for Frankfort. Keck may need some ice after this first set. She's been at the service line pretty much the whole time. That one wide, and that's set number 1's final, 25-10. Frankfort comes out in great fashion here in set number 1. They take it. We'll be back right after this.
At Mulberry Telecommunications, it doesn't matter whether you play from home, learn from home, or work from home. We have you covered with fiber fast internet. Whether you video chat to stay connected with friends and family, or operate a small business, you can do so with the reliability that Mulberry Telecommunications fiber internet provides. From streaming video to regular web surfing, the possibilities really are endless. And that's a reason for all of us to celebrate. Packages start at just $49.95. Visit mintel.net to sign up today.
Frankfort Eagles 976, serving with the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, Frankfort Eagles offers something for everyone. Golf leagues, bingo, concerts, kid parties, cookouts, and more. For more information on who we are and what we do, visit FOE.com or stop by Frankfort Eagles at 408 North Main Street, Frankfort, Indiana.
Set number 1 came and went. Frankfort in electrifying fashion, 25-10. That was the Addie Keck show in set number 1. We'll tell you a little bit more about that in a minute. But this portion of our broadcast brought to you by Day and Ginda Funeral Home, with locations in Frankfort, Flora, Mulberry, and Rossville. The compassionate and experienced staff at Day and Ginda Funeral Home are dedicated to providing a loving and genuine environment for you to honor your loved one. For more information on our services and community involvement, please visit dayandginda.com. Day and Ginda Funeral Homes, where we put family first. Speaking of Day and Ginda Funeral Homes, I have some new commercials coming that'll be produced by these students at Frankfort High School. About that, we'll get to debut those soon. We also want to thank Healthy Communities of Clinton County, where they offer free navigation services for all pregnant women. Get a licensed nurse who's available to help you with free pregnancy tests, prenatal vitamins, insurance assistance, prenatal appointment assistance, smoking or vaping cessation, breastfeeding, labor delivery, safe sleep, car seat, and newborn care education. Just call Libby at 765-659-6063 for more information. Laura, a fantastic first set there for the Frankfort Hot Dogs.
It was. We talked about they needed to ride that wave, right? Bring that momentum from Saturday, and they did. They came out with great communication. You could tell they were energetic. The diverse offense was amazing. And, Sean, you called it with the player to watch. Addie Keck, from the service line, which, she is a good server, but that's not her greatest strength. But tonight she has been unstoppable from that service line. Both times she got back there, string of points ran off for the Hot Dogs.
Yeah, I would say if I'm Fountain Central, I'm going to try to get her off the service line as soon as I see her get there in rotation.
Absolutely. And the rest of it was the Lily Rockhold hitting show, right? great job out there by Lily Rockhold. And I say out there on the pin, but actually several of her hits were from out of the middle because Jalen Smith did a great job of diversifying that offense.
Great response here from Fountain Central. They lean on the senior Briley McTaggart with the nice kill right there. Fountain Central with 3 seniors on the team. It's Kyra Kiger, Briley McTaggart, and Jackie Weber. Frankfort with just 2 seniors on their squad. So relatively, the same teams are going to see each other again next year.
Yeah, not many changes, that's for sure.
Obviously, Frankfort's big question mark will be who replaces Jalen Smith as the setter.
That is going to be a hard role for them to fill.
And that is part of the reason why right there, because she's, 3rd on the team in kills, and she's the setter.
Yeah. You know, and here's the thing. She is so good with that and sneaky from that front row. But that one, they should have picked up. I mean, she was facing their side of the court and saying, hello, I'm just about to set this to you, and no one even picked it up. I mean, I love Jalen, and she is sneaky and good at it, but that one was not one of her sneaky ones.
A little bit of telegraph, and it still worked out.
Yeah, and she still got away with it. So
Queen on the serve. Earns the ace here as that one spun off the right arm.
Fountain Central's really struggled in 2 areas tonight. Serve reception and hitting percentage. And when you don't serve well, or when you don't pass well, it's hard to play well. And then if you do happen to get a good pass and then you're hitting a low hitting percentage, it's hard to win.
Another point for Frankfort.
They're getting in front of our hitters. Their timing's off, so that ball's rolling down the front of them. They're way early. They're on their way down, and that ball's just coming down between them and the net. There's Addie Keck with that touch on the block like we talked about.
Nicely done there from the middle, Asheville.
That was a good block. She read that. That was actually a much sneakier one from Jalen Smith, but she read it and she got up on that block.
This will send Ayers back to the service line for Fountain Central. For Fountain Central, their wins this season came against Bethesda Christian. They beat them 3-1. They defeated Delphi 3-1, a team from up in this area. Then they went and took on a team from Danville, Illinois called Schlarman. They beat them 2-0. And then again, riding the 1-game winning streak after beating Tri on Saturday. They'll take on an opponent not too far from them in their next match. It comes on Thursday as they'll face Crawfordsville, a team that was a longtime member of the Sagamore Conference, now one of the teams that moved over and became part of this Monon Athletic Conference that Frankfort is in now. Welcoming some new members there as Greencastle, Cascade, and North Putnam join Crawfordsville, North Montgomery, Southmont, Frankfort, and Western Boone that were all formerly Sagamore Conference foes.
That was a back row attack. The setter's back row, she jumped and took that ball over, so point for the Hot Dogs.
6-3 lead, and now Keck back at that service line again. You know, I often joke and say she's spending so much time there, she may owe rent. At this point in time, she may owe property taxes as well.
She might. You are correct.
Fountain Central definitely giving good effort here tonight, though, Laura. They may be a little outmatched with this experienced Frankfort squad, but you can tell they're dialed in, they're focused, all of them.
Yeah, and definitely good effort for them. Their defense isn't bad at all. No. They're struggling on serve reception.
Asheville sends that one over. Smith comes back to Rockhold. Bread and butter goes down the line. Shouldn't call Rockhold bread and butter. That's her bread and butter.
Well, she's kind of the bread and butter for
There you
Frankfort, too, though.
A little slow to get up that time is Savannah Bowers. Hopefully she's all right. I think she took a shot to the face there on that scramble.
They're going to sub here.
Obviously, when you've got players giving all-out effort, maximum effort there, occasionally, even when you're communicating, everyone's just trying to get to that ball and help each other out. Collision
and once
there.
your momentum's going, it's hard to stop.
Pinch poke, you owe me a Coke, but I'll settle for a Diet Pepsi. Swing here. just a little long. Wow, Fountain Central's, when they get into their offense, it's good passing.
It is. Once they pass, it's like it's either a passing error or a hitting error. It's just, one that just can't seem to get both of those together at the same time.
Ayers does a good job of setting that off of a bump.
A lift.
And now a lift called against Fountain Central here. That one happened right in front of the chaired umpire and Timothy Nicely. Frankfort with a 7-point lead, and Keck once again.
Free ball to the Hot Dogs. Nice hit.
Another point earned. Chloe Mowdy on the kill. Addie Keck doing damage from the service line. Team rallying around her as well. Playing very well this time out. Going to be brought to us by our friends at the Willow Creek Barn. Attention all engaged couples. Discover why the Willow Creek Barn has been voted the Knott's Best of Weddings for 4 years in a row. Nestled just outside of Frankfort, Indiana, the venue offers stunning indoor and outdoor ceremony options with breathtaking photo opportunities, providing the perfect backdrop for your dream barn wedding. Not to mention, they've recently added basically 2 Airbnbs that you can rent as well. And then one of them is very upscale.
Very
we'll
nice.
say that.
Yeah, very
nice.
Airbnbs.
That you can have your wedding party at. So how about that? So pretty awesome venue there to plan your unforgettable day. Visit thewillowcreekbarn.com. 11-3. It is an 8-point lead right now.
Many of those why Addie Keck's been at the service line. If I'm Fountain Central's coach, I'm helping them out on serve receive. I'm going to pull somebody else back here to pass. I'm going to make things look different. I mean, Addie Keck's looked at the same 3 passers all night, and she's successfully been able to tear them apart.
There, that timeout changed some things. They go right back to the senior in McTaggart. That's twice now that they've leaned on her senior leadership, and she's gotten a kill for the Mustangs. Ashwill to serve. Second on the team in aces a year ago. The young lady that led the team in aces graduated.
You know what I love about that play right there? Carolyn Queen being that leader, right? She used to be the libero. She used to just step in and take every dig she could take, every serve receive she could take. And she doesn't really have to this year, but that's just that instinct in her. She's like, excuse me, my ball, I got it, and pass that on a dime.
Queen has definitely been an X-Factor unsung hero of these Frankfort Hot Dogs this year. Again, when you look, players like Queen, Keck, Mowdy, they just stuff the stat sheet in various categories.
So the thing about the Hot Dogs, the people who are what I call role players, they do the things they're supposed to do. They're quiet about it. They don't always make a lot of noise. You don't even notice in some games. Statistically, those numbers creep up,
yep.
Right? They're just doing what they're supposed to be doing, and they're not making mistakes doing it. And they just have such great role players for the Hot Dogs. You know what?
Ace here from Smith.
Rockhold's going to get attention. Jalen's going to get attention. But all of that supporting cast
is why
it
helps.
That's right. They just do what they're supposed to do.
Well, you look at, and I always relate things to other sports, which they're usually sports I understand a little bit better, but baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Skeens is an absolute unbelievable pitcher, but he can't go throw a shutout every single game. He has to have the other players around him to provide defense, to provide runs. And so it's the same thing here with these two. If the supporting cast plays to their standard, it makes everything so much easier for Jalen and Lily.
Absolutely. And I love when you look past those two, then that stat line gets very flat, right? Because everybody is doing their role. Maybe the next person has so many kills, but then 3 people are at about that same level, or same with blocks. I just love how evenly spread things are after your couple stars for the Hot Dogs. That is how you build a successful team.
Fountain Central doing a nice job on defense here. They've handled a couple of large kills from Frankfort. This last one probably should have let that one go. It may have been out. That was one of those in-betweeners, and I understand why Clara Sarver went for that one.
And that was Sophie Michael, the freshman, on the kill.
Want to note, too, that Citrus Wesley came in number 13 for Fountain Central. Her serve was really nice that she sent across there. Had some pep to it. This serve here, speaking of, Carmen Vega, who just checked back in for the Hot Dogs. And that's why she has basically found time in the rotation immediately after becoming eligible to play here this season. She got the injury behind her. She got her practices in. Coach said, she's got to serve, man, because she's got a heck of a serve on her.
And like I said, I love giving Lily Rockhold's shoulder a little break, giving her a couple minutes to have a sit down every single set. I love it. I think it's a smart coaching move by Coach Rushton, too.
What a compliment that is to a player like Vega when you're pulling Rockhold off the floor, and she's been a dominant server this season.
Yeah, I think leading them in aces, maybe.
That one just hit the line. What a well-placed serve there, Jackie Weber. It's been the seniors tonight, really, for Fountain Central that's kind of made their mark. It's been McTaggart, had some nice kills, and right there we saw Weber on the serve.
Another good serve by her. 2 aces in a row. Nice pass.
Smith goes to Queen. That one gets over the net. Queen earns the kill. We want to thank our friends at FiberHawk, now available FiberHawk fiber internet, super fast speeds, no more buffering, perfect for all sizes of business. FiberHawk offers every speed to meet your internet needs. For more on offerings and availability, go to fiberhawk.com or call 765-922-HAWK. Fast, affordable FiberHawk. 20-8 your score here at Frankfort High School.
Nice dig by Weber.
Bixler that time a little too much on it. Couldn't get just the downward swing that she needed, the carry.
Yeah, she
a
just,
little long.
Sometimes when she hits out, she's stopping her swing rather than swinging through the ball and driving the ball to the ground. That's what she needs to think. It's just like when you throw a ball, a softball or a baseball. If you just stopped, it's going to fly on you, but you have to follow through, and same with hitting, and she just kind of stop in midair.
Queen that time with a miss hit and a smile. Substitution going to take place here. Fountain Central is going to allow Bixler to come out and take a break. For Frankfort, Morgan Berry has checked into the game, number 4.
Nice pass there by Carmen Vega.
Frankfort with a lead, obviously going to give other players some opportunity to get on the floor tonight as well.
Nice pass by Berry.
We got to see Morgan in the first game of the year against Rossville. We didn't know who she was because there wasn't a 4 on our roster. She wears number 2 for the JV. It wasn't until later on I got to see a picture, and I'm like, okay, there it is. And actually, if you look up here on the varsity roster, it's off to the side. She wears 19 and 4. So they updated that for us. Thankful to the staff here at Frankfort High School. Again, we talked about Jeff Irwin, the new athletic director here at Frankfort, but I want to say thank you so much to June Palmer. I reach out to her numerous times through the week for whether it's rosters, scheduling, officials' names. She's always so quick to oblige. Thank you so much, June. And there you go. Hit it where they're not. Kalina Wesley goes up like she's going to swing hard and just dinks that one over.
It was a smart play.
Now she'll head to the service line. McTaggart going to check back in and give the other Wesley, Citrus, who had some nice moments there on the floor. Barry Just trying to passes a little strong, and hey,
gets a little kill for that.
For
it's
a
all
point.
right. She'll take the kill.
And now Queen heads back to the line, needing 2 points here to close things out in set number 2. Free ball opportunity for Frankfurt. They won't even need it because this one is wide of the court.
And you don't see Coach Rushton do a lot of subs out of her normal rotation, so good to see some players get a little playing time here.
Yeah,
and
number 9, Addie Gephardt.
Yeah, they've done a nice job.
And back-to-back points earned from the Hot Dogs. They're going to take set number 2 here, 25-12. So Frankfurt now has a 2-0 lead. Back with set number 3 right after these messages from our sponsors.
At Wampler's Disposal and Recycling, we take pride in offering waste management for commercial and residential clients. As an industry leader, Wampler's Disposal and Recycling brings the most professional and responsive collection service in the business. Since 1948, our family-owned and operated company has provided excellent service at competitive rates. We offer container rentals as well. Our longevity in the industry is a testament to our excellent service. We serve all of Clinton, Tippecanoe, Boone, Howard, and Carroll counties. For all your waste removal needs, call Wampler Services Incorporated today. You can reach us at 765-659-3721. Visit us online at wamplerservicesinc.com.
Healthy Communities of Clinton County is committed to reduce the risk factors contributing to chronic disease, including health disparities by decreasing stigma and encouraging positive changes. HCCC is here for the community with systems of care navigators, insurance assistance, prenatal classes, mental health programs, substance use prevention, and more. To help make the healthy choice the easy choice, contact us at 659-6063 or through our website, healthyclintoncounty.org.
Welcome back to Frankfurt High School. 2-0 lead for the Hot Dogs, 25-10, 25-12. Set number 3 tonight brought to us by our friends at Tier 1 Meat Co., where they take pride in delivering locally sourced premium beef and pork, the kind of meat that honors the land, respects the craft, and fuels families with real flavor. Founded by veterans, every cut is elite and every customer is family. Step into Tier 1 at 128 West Catherine Street in Flora, or you can visit them online at tier1meatco.com. We also want to thank Wampler's Disposal Service and Recycling, where recycling always makes sense. It literally makes you money. Please call Wampler's at 659-3721 for all your trash, recycling, and scrap needs. Wampler's Disposal Service and Recycling, family owned since 1948. And while we're at it, and we still got time, let's talk about Abstract Technology Group, where they are doing IT differently, but making it simple. Abstract Technology Group does exactly that. Whether you're located in Indianapolis, Lafayette, Frankfurt, or any of the points surrounding and in between, give them a call, 765-420-TECH, or visit abstracttechgroup.com. We're Abstract, and we're making it simple. There's a good shot of head coach Kia Rushton as I'm trying to get my words out there. Again, approaching that 200 career win mark.
She has to be very pleased with the play of the Hot Dogs tonight. You know, playing at their level, playing consistent. Subs that have come in have done a really good job. I think one of the things that we haven't mentioned is that it was good to see Jalen Smith on the floor. There, you know, she had a shot to the head on Saturday, and there was a little question of a possible concussion. So good to see her out on the court tonight, not injured, getting to play. They have a county rivalry match coming up later this week, and I know she would be highly disappointed if she wasn't able to play any of her matches, but especially a county rivalry match. So good to see Jalen on the court tonight.
Frankfurt starts set number 3 up 2-0. You talk about the schedule. Frankfurt back on the airwaves tomorrow night once again. They have another home match here. John Herrick and Gene Kesterson will be on the call for that one. Laura and I will have a match tomorrow night as well. We'll have Clinton Prairie at Central Catholic. Both of those can be found right around 7 o'clock, 7:15 on the ISC Sports Network. Nice effort. Libero Myers making the play happen for the Frankfurt Hot Dogs. That's one of the rare times you've seen her have to dive, but she got there.
Yeah, and great defense on both sides of the net, right? people on the floor, and, effort all around. Love to see that defense.
And to complete our week of Frankfort coverage, we're going to have them on Thursday against Clinton Prairie in a mental health game that's sponsored not only by Healthy Communities of Clinton County, but also in a partnership with the Colts.
We are.
Colts.
That's exciting news. We've been doing the mental health games, as you know, Sean, for years and years. But the Colts, as part of their Stepping on Stigma, have now started sponsoring some mental health games at the high school level. And so we were chosen as one of the games to sponsor. So
awesome.
They're going to be doing that. And another neat thing is that the Stepping on Stigma mental health games got picked up by the Volleyball Association newsletter, and that was talked about in their latest newsletter. So I think always raising that awareness, that's one of the neat things that we're able to do through those games.
And then Saturday, you and I are back here in the morning. They will play North Putnam, one of those new teams in the Monon Athletic Conference. So a lot happening.
Yeah, and neat, a Saturday non-tourney game, right?
So Frankfort Hot Dogs on your airwaves tonight, tomorrow, Thursday, and Saturday, Frankfort fans. So there's no reason to have any plans this week. Just stay with us and watch your hot dogs.
That's right.
6-1 early lead. It's Myers serving for Frankfort. Important to note, too, that number 9, Addie Gephardt, got in there towards the end of set number 2. She came out and started set number 3. So to your point, Coach Rushton, able with Frankfort kind of having a commanding lead here tonight, getting some other players out on the floor because you never know when an injury could occur. You don't want that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But there she is on the screen. There's a good smile. But you want other players to be ready to step up and play.
Right. And
when called upon.
Believe it or not, we're just like, 4 weeks from sectional week, 3 weeks, 4 weeks from sectional.
Sure.
So getting these players some experience is important.
I saw by Fountain Central, they stopped the run there from Frankfort. That's going to send Chloe Ayers back to serve. Substitution here as Kaylee Doherty comes in. This is another sophomore wearing jersey number 12.
Yeah, 3 weeks until sectional starts.
Absolutely amazing. Today started laying out the basketball schedule for what we will contribute on a local area. And when we say local, we're talking Clinton, Tippecanoe, Boone, that area here, Carroll County, for what we cover on my portion of ISC. ISC is obviously statewide and a lot of Indianapolis area games that you'll find as well. But I couldn't believe I was laying out the schedule today going, my goodness, basketball starts literally in November. We're almost October. We're not that far away. And I do this every year. We get to game number 1, and I'm like, I can't believe game number 1's here. And then before you know it, you're going, I can't believe we're at sectionals already.
It does fly. Well, I guess they say time flies when you're having fun, and this volleyball tonight has been fun.
Smith going to set Michael.
Oh, I like seeing her hit out of the middle. That was interesting.
And now Rockhold. So they gave him the teaser with Michael. Fountain Central was able to cover that one up. Then they go back to Rockhold.
Yeah, that showed a little diversity that I didn't know Michael had. I like that.
Smith with a little floater serve over that time. Queen showing off those former libero skills going down to get the dig. That one just missed. Now Bixler going to check back in here for Fountain Central. I believe that is Mallory Massey, number 15 for Fountain Central. If her jersey matches her JV jersey, that's number 15 there.
I would love to see a setting matrix for Frankfort tonight of what sets have been set where. And I'm going to tell you, not too many have been set in the same place. There's a perfect example, a little 32 shoot little short set for the middle. That's only the second one of those tonight. Love it. That was a nice try by Rockhold.
Frankfurt still all smiles, even with a little miscommunication there. They know they've been playing well enough to kind of cover those up here this evening. That one behind Rockhold, but athletic ability that I would have pulled every muscle in my back reaching back like that. Now we get four hits against Fountain Central. Coach Steinbrenner up talking to her girls. You know, this is a Fountain Central. I do this occasionally where I see a team. I notice, hey, they've got some youth. You can see glimpses of some really good talent. Here, obviously, they're kind of coming in, and they're going up against a buzzsaw in Frankfurt who's starting to play really well this time of year. But Fountain Central is one of those teams where I want to circle them because I want to revisit this team next year.
Yeah.
I want to see them play again next year against one of our local squads here.
Right, and they have, little, moments where it's like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
You can see it.
Yeah.
It's there. It's right there.
Right there was one of them, number 28, Patience Bixler. I mean, just a sophomore there. That was an impressive hit, right? Yeah. They have a young setter, but she's good. I mean, they just have these little moments of brilliance. It's the consistency that they actually lack.
Learning on the fly, on the floor always pays dividends later. It's one of those things that you have to go through some of those growing pains, but once you get through them, the reward is so amazing. Morgan Berry going to come back in. She'll serve here for Frankfurt. Maddie Shoemaker on the floor, number 1 for Frankfurt as well. Well, there's a pep in the step tonight from Frankfurt, too, because you can see all of them, every single girl, all 5, are looking at Jalen thinking, please hit it to me, please hit it to me. They're all wanting a kill opportunity here. And she's doing a really good job of kind of getting everybody involved here tonight. That was a good pass close to the net. Kalina Wesley, and that wasn't off a traditional set. That was kind of off a bump.
Pass, yeah.
Nicely done by Dorda. She's going to check out, and Coach going to give her a pat on the back after that one.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, they traditionally are running a 5-1, but they keep pulling back Chloe Ayers to pass, and maybe she's just a really good passer, but it really puts them at a disadvantage because the other young lady, 12, Daughtery, is not a setter. So it worked out there, but it's just an interesting approach.
Dilgi Hosa on the serve now. Point earned for Fountain Central. Bixler comes out. As we said earlier, we believe that is Mallory Massey coming in to serve here for Fountain Central. And now Shoemaker will come out. Rockhold checks back in. Smith goes over quick in 2. Nicely done by Massey.
Nice defense for the Mustangs.
Nice block. Again, you're seeing those moments where Fountain Central showing off some defense right there, but if you give Lily Rockhold that many opportunities, she's eventually going to get you, right?
She is, but great defense. Great defense.
Down 9. Asheville gets the kill here out of the middle.
I love it, though. Do you see what you saw there? 3 hot dog players on the floor. That hit the top of the net. They were all back where they were supposed to be. They were reading it. That just hit the top of the net. It was a net buddy, right? But all 3 Frankfurt players going for that ball.
Did you call it a net Betty?
Buddy.
Buddy?
Okay. The net was your buddy. It helped you.
Thought maybe the net was named Betty or something. I was learning something new again.
Your net buddy.
All right. You know, one of my favorite Little Debbie snacks are the Nutty Buddies. So I kind of heard that too. Starting to get hungry here.
This is a common theme, Sean, every night.
Sadie Sheets on the floor now for the Frankfurt Hot Dogs.
I love Coach Rushton's approach here, getting lots of players in.
And not just bringing them out on the floor and hiding them anywhere either, running them out and letting them serve.
Nice serve.
Good low trajectory there from Sheets. And the return a little long.
See, they get a good pass, then it's a hitting error. They get a terrible pass, but somehow they make it and they get a great hit. I mean, it's just crazy. But if they start putting it together, you know, they could be dangerous.
And it's crazy how those things can happen with teams, too. It could literally happen overnight. It may not be next season. It may be in the next game, right?
Correct. I mean, that's what I was just saying. There's 3 weeks until sectional. You know, something could just click for this team, and they went out, and they're a contender at sectional, or they can be a surprise, you know, at sectional, because they do have talent and they do have ability. It's just getting it all together that seems to be the issue. They do have these flashes of brilliance. They put some of those flashes together, and they could be dangerous.
For sure. Jalen Smith back to serve. 21-10 lead here for Frankfurt. Make that 22-10 after the ace.
That's her 5th ace of the night. She has served very well tonight.
Smith low line again, another ace. That ace brought to us by JXN Stump Solutions. If you're tired of unsightly tree stumps ruining your yard, let us take care of it. We've got the equipment and experience to get the job done right. Offering 3 tiers of service that will rejuvenate your yard, all at competitive, budget-friendly rates. Call 242-9523 today for a free estimate. JXN Stump Solutions, rooted in service, driven to remove. (24-10). Frankfurt now at match point. Make sure you stay tuned. After the game, we'll announce our Frankfurt Eagles Clinton County Player of the Game. And Jalen's going to make us wait just a little bit longer for that announcement. Over 2,000 career assists for Jalen Smith. It has been an absolute fantastic career. 4-year starter for the Hot Dogs. They took their lumps early on, and now you're starting to see some really good growth out of these players.
I remember talking early last year that they would be a force to be reckoned with next year, being this year, and we were correct.
And that will give them the 25th point. The student section flying some W's across the way, and that will also get them their 13th win on the season. Frankfurt improves to 13-6, and Fountain Central will fall to 4-12 on the year. Good turnout from the student section. They're excited. Frankfurt 25-10, 25-12, 25-11. We roll right into our post-game show brought to us by the Willow Creek Barn, where nature's beauty meets rustic elegance. So what are your final thoughts on this one?
Well, if you're Coach Rushton, I think you're thrilled with this match. I think they played consistent. She got a lot of players in. The offense was diverse, and we saw no letdown from them. And every single player played in their role, just like we talked about. I think if you're Frankfurt, you're thrilled. If you're Fountain Central, I think you have to concentrate on those moments of brilliance that we talked about. You're young. I think you have those moments. Just have to concentrate on the positives and really cut down on those unforced errors.
They know Frankfurt had a little bit of struggles last week against Lebanon and Western Boone. They were tight games after a 5-set victory against Cascade. I would have liked to have seen Frankfurt as loose as they are tonight in a rematch right now, because I think we would see different outcomes against Lebanon and Western Boone.
I agree.
Our player of the game tonight, brought to us by the Frankfurt Eagles, is going to be Jalen Smith. Jalen, fantastic tonight It would have been easy to say Addie Keck because she spent so much time at the service line, but Jalen diversified that offense tonight and really got them going from the get-go.
You know, she's kind of always an MVP for them every single night. But tonight she also got it done from the service line. She had 7 aces on the night, and then she just commanded that offense. Tonight I saw her running sets she hasn't ran all season long. She was bringing Michaels around to the middle. She had Rockhold running everywhere. I just loved the way she played tonight, really trying things that we haven't seen her trying before, and I loved the way she commanded the offense, particularly tonight.
That's going to do it for our coverage tonight. A reminder, tonight's game was brought to you in parts by Abstract Technology Group, doing IT differently, making it simple. Dane Ginda Funeral Homes, putting family first. FiberHawk, fast, affordable FiberHawk. Healthy Communities of Clinton County, making the healthy choice the easy choice. The Frankfort Eagles, Post 976, people helping people. The Willow Creek Barn, providing a picturesque setting for the barn wedding of your dreams. Again, thanks to all the students behind the scenes at Hot Dog TV, to Richard Salee and Laura Archibald. I am Sean Walker. We appreciate you tuning in. If you're a Frankfort fan, make sure you tune back in same time, same place tomorrow night as Frankfort will play once again here on the ISC Sports Network. Have a good evening, everyone.
At Dane Ginda Funeral Home, we know the importance of family. Being a family-owned funeral home, we pride ourselves in giving the care and love to you and your loved one as if you were part of our own family. With a compassionate staff that takes pride in fulfilling all the details to celebrate the life of your loved one in a unique and special way, you can be sure that your services will be meaningful and memorable. When you suffer loss in your family, let our family take care of your family. Dane Ginda Funeral Home, putting family first.
Running a small business. Your hands are full. We can help. FiberHawk partners with local companies by providing business-class internet, phone, TV, and customized bundles to meet your needs. Our fiber-powered system delivers reliable speed with enhanced security. Running a business is tough.